one of his daughters, he trafficked her to a high-level, very rich, elite men, and they hung her upside down on a cross, cut open her private parts, and had her bleeding out, and then they assaulted her. I mean, this stuff, you can't make this stuff up. So you wonder why you're fighting stuff your whole life? Because people are controlled by demons, and they come in when you're a child and submit you to that kind of behavior, that demonic behavior.
Good. I was 6 when it started, and for the first 3 years, I was used as what was called an expendable child. In the Belgian network, there was a group, particularly aristocrats, children. So in this network, you have to understand it's a network. Expendable children, that means that those children could be used for anything. That could mean they could be used for torture. And I was sometimes taken to bars and given to the men there, but other times I was taken to castles and then waiting with a handler until until the first group of people had left, and then at the late hour, the younger children were brought in. Sometimes I was taken to somebody's house for the day. My mother would keep me out of school and then just drive me to somebody's house. I have remembered things about being in extreme situations where other children did die. So my mother was being player. And this person apparently had this countess ask my mother who my father was, and also they drew blood. Anyway, they found out that I'm from one of the bloodlines, which is something that in this global network is very important. So this...
All right, Shalom. All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Salakia had technical difficulties. I try to keep it professional as much as I can. But Shalom to the brothers and a few sisters out there. I wanted to focus on what you just said. And that's the thing that was kind of honing in my spirit. And when you watch anything, especially the way things are, how they try to pollute our minds. And there's a particular show I made mention of it. It's called Dystopia, Utopia. And when you watch that show, in the beginning of it, you kind of you in shock there, especially when you see how everything unfolds. But I said this before in a previous video, and I'm gonna say this again in this video. This is the key thing that she said. All right, I'm gonna let her play it again.
Countess. So in 1972, I was traded by the boss of the network to an international player. And this person apparently had this countess ask my mother who my father was, and also they drew blood. Anyway, they found out that I'm from one of the bloodlines.
She was from one of the bloodlines. Now, as horrific as what we just heard, how disgusting and vile the things that we heard, and it gets worse than this, but that's why I'm gonna just kind of stop it right there. And you see how Esau treats his own, all right, and how vile they treat their own people. Matter of fact, I don't know how I'm gonna do this one. I go with the spirit. It says Sirach 14:5. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." So they are evil to themselves. All right. What do you mean by evil to himself? Does he go around and no, he's killing his own kind? They're well known for doing that, and they're well known for prostituting their own kind. That's why, to our law, we not supposed to what how you say it again? There should not be a whore. I shall not prostitute that daughter. All right. In Israel, you're not supposed to make your daughter become a prostitute. You're not supposed to. The scriptures talk about whoremongers, right? So the same people that claim to keep this law, statutes, and commandments, they're the people of the Lord, are the biggest pushers of human trafficking in the planet Earth. It is a more than multiple networks. Like prime example, they take down one area of a sting. There's 99 more percent going on, which they're not. But this is what they do to their own kind. They do it to their own people, to their own children. Now, I wanted to focus on the fact that she said that she comes from a particular bloodline. Now, I think she says it. I don't know if I want to move forward with it, but she comes from a prominent family. But yeah, I'm going back to Utopia real quick. So in the movie the show Utopia, the whole is basically a cult. All right, what they'll call a modern day cult today. Cult stands for culture, and everybody in this cult based system believe in the same thing and are willing to die for whatever the greater cause is. Okay, keep that in mind. So these people are ready to die for whatever the cause is, whatever is being pushed out there. They believe it fully, and you cannot change their thought, their mind. So that got me thinking, like, there's actually people like that. But then when you come to find out, like, everything that's going on with all the tragedy, all the trauma that these people receive, in order to keep it in a hush hush, part of that is what? Grooming the people the same way. All right? Grooming the people the same way. So the network that was created by them was for them. An endless supply of their own people to do whatever they feel like, whenever they feel like it. Parents selling their children, no problem for them. That's what they're all about. See, that's why I was talking to a brother. I was talking to Shamar about that. I'm gonna get this real quick. Wisdom of Solomon. I keep bringing it up, but hey, it is what it is. 12:4. It says 3. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of the Holy Land, which were the Canaanites. All right, whom thou hatest for doing the most odious works of witchcraft and wickedness. Let's look up the word odious real quick. Odious. Extremely unpleasant, repulsive. So he's seen the Canaanites in that land as repulsive. Okay? He was disgusted by them. Like, get this disgusting thing out of my land. That's how the Lord felt about them. Which henceforth was a curse of Canaan. Canaan became what? A servant. All right? They fulfilled their lot, so to speak. The Canaanites fulfilled their lot. So the Lord he knew what they were doing in his holy land. It says verse 5. And also those merciless murderers of children and devouring of men's flesh and the feast of blood. And you know what? This is a endless topic to speak of with all this evidence that's propping up. Now there's even a post. Oh, is this brother? Let me see if I can find it. There was even a post on this brother's channel of this brother's channel right here. I'm not quite, what's it like? let me just find a post instead, because I mean, what I mean by post, I mean the still post. That's why I saw it at. Which one is it? No, that's not the one. Oh, there it is. It says breaking Iran hackers threaten to leak videos of Trump with minors if the U.S. attack Iran. And it says right here, Iran hackers, same thing. And the video I was speaking of that I just showed with, I believe it was Iranian general, had made a statement of the despair. If they say basically, if America attacks Iran, they're gonna sink their ships. They're gonna release. They said, and he made mention of the Epstein file. Matter of fact, let me see if I get that. Go back to that real quick. I'm bringing this out for a reason. I mean, I don't need to. It says I won't be able to. As America has certainly been defeated. It is incapable of an aggression. Right. Therefore, it should be focused on. Okay, blah, blah, blah. I just went to the point. How can our jeez, it's going fast. So America is already drowning in frustration and global humiliation. Check this out. The president currently mired in the Epstein files. Hold on, let me go back to that again. It said in their own domestic affairs, in his own state, it says, how can America officiate frustration is drowning in the frustration of global humiliation? The U.S. president is currently mired in the Epstein corruption scandal. Also, American retaliation, close allies like Canada and Europe have deteriorated in a level that is, so they said the United States is finished. But why this thing that's happening, that's that shame that the world's starting to see. All right. The moral standard what America claims to be freeing the world from is caught red-handed doing the most violent shit that is possibly inhumane. All right. So it's looking bad now. Let's really think about it. If you knew your enemy was a hypocrite, a liar, and so forth, that would even make you more motivated to take them out. All right. And whatever course you would do, you would take them out. Real quick. Psalms, right. Psalms 50 and 16. But unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes? Or that shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth? I'm going to focus on that. So the wicked is whom? Esau. The Lord said, what have you to do with my statutes? So if the Lord casted out the Canaanites in that holy land because of the workings that they were doing, all right, because they was doing some horrific shit. I'm going back to this real quick. It says, verse 5 again. It said, also those merciless murderers of children and devouring of man's flesh and the feast of blood, which is going into cannibalism. So here it is. They go around talking ish about other nations and the things that they do, and they're guilty for the things that they're doing right now. All right. You even have a fucking, come to find out there's a fucking restaurant somewhere in Manhattan that's called Cannibal. They had this whole scandal of this whole Pizzagate. Now that it was talking about jerkies and beef jerkies and all this other shit. So they're doing the exact same thing as the Canaanites. So who the fuck are you to sit there and preach on to other people how great your nation is when you are guilty? You're just as guilty as anybody else. That's the point. It says um, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed their own hands, souls destitute of help. So the souls that destitute of help was the children. So that this was a culture. See what I'm getting at? This was a Canaanite culture. This is a Canaanite custom. This is what they were doing. They were worshiping whom? Bel, Molech, sacrificing their children to these deities. For what? For earthly gains. So this devil is no different from the Canaanites. All right? Not at all. Matter of fact, he's even more guilty because that's what the Lord said. What is thou to do to declare my statutes? And so you going around destroying or claiming to bring an order, but you are all about disorder. Isaiah 26:10. Let favor be shown unto the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness, but because there's too much money involved. All right, when at the end of the day, let's call a spade a spade. Who runs the porn industry? Who runs this whole sex traffic thing? When everybody was talking shit about what's his face? Putin for going into Ukraine. What did Putin say? A lot of people have forgotten. They'll tell you straight up. Ukraine was the modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what they will tell you. That's what they'll straight up say. All right. Not only would they say that, they were saying that Ukraine, there was a lot of things that they were doing. A lot of those a lot of products that was coming. I gotta say it like that. A lot of individuals that was coming, that was getting got in Epstein Island. That was Ukraine. Okay, the same land that they fighting tooth and nail to maintain. All right, which became the battleground of all of Europe in the break of World War III. Yeah, that land. Okay, so technically they have no excuses. But the land that they're going to learn uprightness is the land of Israel, which is, according to their own studies, by their own people that have said it. We're not making it up. He said most of the uh, pedophiles that are here in the States, after they get got or whatever, they flee into that land. Like it's a haven of protection for them. All right. It says, yet will he not learn righteousness in the land of uprightness, will he deal unjustly, and would not behold the majesty of the Most High. So the favor is what? They got the law, statutes, and commandments. They got the Torah. They got the land. Yet they did not learn righteousness. They can't obtain that which is right. The people that's responsible for all the things that's going on is those people. All right. It says, we're going back to Psalms 50:17. Seeing thou hatest instruction and cast my words behind thee, when I sawest a thief that consenteth with him, that has been partaker with adulterers. So when you see somebody that's doing the same vile, wicked shit, you don't stop them, you encourage it. So this whole entire secret, they call it a cabal, whatever. This whole entire industry is breaking down the world scene for who you are. All right. Hey, your shameful spewing, thy nakedness is being seen. This is real. We live in real time right now. Okay. Matter of fact, Nahum 3, because of the multitude of thy whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcraft. And the wicked can't multiply properly because they don't have children. So they don't have children. What do? They recruit. Okay. Oh, that movie. Who put it? Somebody put it. The movie. Oh, Truth Is. That's the name of the channel. Let me see if I can put it in there. I'm just gonna show the beginning. I didn't get to watch it myself. There's a channel brothers should check out if you haven't. Check out Truth Is. There it is. This is the video. It says so. If you ever watch, so what you see. Let me see if I can do it without thinking it. Videos. Most recent video. Jeez, I gotta pop it up because I don't know if your brothers could see it. All right, let me. Okay, that should hold it. Damn it. I hate these commercials. All right, go back. Damn it. All right, whatever. So he had it in the thumbnail. Epstein with two particular movies. Movie number one that you can see, I don't know if brothers can see it, is a movie called Blank Twice. When you watch that film, it's about the elites playing games with people. They snatch people up in the streets, they play games with them, and eventually torture and destroy them. The other movie that you can't really see is a movie called, oh, that's another one too, right there in the bottom. It's called Hostile. Hostile is a film, came out, I would say early 2000s, mid early 2000s. I can't say early 2000s. It was basically a European movie of Americans going to Europe and getting kidnapped and not coming back. And in that film, I have a scene I can't play it, which was crazy. It was on the second one. But what they would do, the game is um, torture, and they love the torturing Americans, which was a network of underground thing of the people of doing these things. Another film I'm thinking of right now, with this guy, damn, it's the tip of my tongue. His daughter was kidnapped in Europe, and he wanted to get. Who was this guy? Damn, he's an old man. Old, he looked like an old cracker, Irishman. Ah, shit. Anyway, he'll come back to me. But there's another film that he referenced, Eyes Wide Shut, with Tom Cruise, which was Stanley Kubrick. No, Stanley. I forgot the guy's name. Which he alluded to how parties were being done on behalf of the elites. So all this predictive programming, all these things is happening, proving what? That it was right in everybody's face. This was part of the witchcraft. So they have created networks with family known, like what's this woman name? I don't know. Names keep popping in my head. I don't know what the hell's wrong with mine. And she said she was in Vlad TV. Jay Parker. Let's see, Jay Parker. Okay, yeah, Pamela J. Parker, right? She went to Vlad TV. I used to like her too. She played in Friday. She played that hood chick. And she said something on Vlad, but you can't. Vlad is so gay, you can't even use his shit. So she said in this particular thing, let me see if it's just. She was blackballed in Hollywood And she said in this statement, I believe in this video, that Hollywood is nothing but a family business. So a family business meaning secrets, which we always go into, right? What is the secrets? What is the witchcraft, the Freemasonry? That's the thing that they all have in common. And they breed children to be in that world. That's what all this thing proves. Verse back in Nahum 3 and 5 now. Behold, I'm against thee, saith the Lord of hosts. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. So all the secrets is coming out. Everything that's been hidden in the dark is coming out to the light. Foretold by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Because why? The Lord's about to destroy Esau. He's about to take him out. Okay? It says, I will discover thy skirts upon thy face. I will show the nations. That's why that Iranian general was talking about. The Epstein, right? He said that the president is knee deep in the Epstein files, which the BRIC nations, they were going to investigate to find out who was a part of it. So this whole scandal is a black eye for Esau, mainly the Edomites here in America. They don't want, you know what I'm saying? They're proving it. But see, everything deals with bloodlines. The bloodline of the royal family of Israel is the elect. All right? The 144,000, the 1/3, okay? Hey, even 2/3, they have the royal bloodline. However, okay, it's only about the elect. But on the flip side of things, there's also another bloodline, which we know as the elites. And under the elites, they have different bloodlines of people participants or participating into this rituals that has been going on for centuries. So the world's starting to see Esau, this whole system, for what it is, a lie. They had to keep the lie going. All right, a studio is not a studio without workers. People have to put the light in. First of all, find the light, set it up, put the props, get the lighting correctly, find the personnel, make sure that the crew's eating. All this, all part of sustaining the lie. All right. And it says, I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. And that's a shameful thing. All right. But here it is. You're supposed to be the nation of justice. And the most horrific act publicly that you can do, all your major leaders are a part of. So that's the shame of America. It said, I will cast abominable filth upon thee. Matter of fact, before I finish this off, let me get this real quick. Let me use the other one. Proverbs 6 and 12. It says, 12. It says, a naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet and teacheth with his finger. Which that's the oath, the Freemason oath. That's the unspoken language. All right. You have your media, you have your billionaires, you got your media, you got your crisis actors, you got your police force, you got your military, you got all the top position. All of them have been infiltrated by the secret society to maintain the illusion. Okay. That's all their job is to maintain the illusion that was broadcast. A lot of time, the true victims is only the people of the Lord. A lot of people participate in the lies that's going around them. The foreignness is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He soweth discord, and they're known for causing division. All right, it's about breaking and molding things the way they want things to go. Therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. So his calamity, his calamity is coming upon him. First is the revelations, and which is the unveiling, the shame, and then the destruction. And that's what the stage that we are in. This is a total black eye. This whole network has been the same diabolical network of them all. So when Alex Cullen Bone Jones said what he said he had made a statement. It's a lot of the quote unquote victims, and he said it just like that, quote unquote victims. They became madams and so forth because it's that everything psyop is a show, which makes sense. He himself is an actor, so he's spilling beans. He's trying to still keep credibility. All right, everything's a psyop. All right, the world is starting to see right through this bullshit. Is it wrong? Absolutely. But when you look at it, the wrong that they're doing the wrong to their own kind. Period. Yet they still going to be judged of that, judged because of that. It says, I'm back in Nahum 3:6 now. I will cast an abominable filth upon thee, and I will make thee vile and set thee as a gazing stock. Hey, since you want to be in the limelight, since America want to be the beacon of the whole world, well, guess what? The Lord is going to put that filth on them. And that filth is what? Those ICBM nuclear missiles. The Lord's about to destroy this place. For all these wicked acts that's been done by Esau all around the world, especially here, then you come to find out there've been the underground networks of this thing happening. Your child go to school, when it's time for them to graduate, the school that they hire outside companies to take the picture, and all they do is create collecting database on the child. This shit is sick, bro. All this whole fucking thing is sick. They have completely created a trap. All right, they have created a trap. This became the hunting ground on the souls of men, literally. And if they get you, they'll do the utmost worst things possible. But for all these things that they're doing, the Lord has got to wipe this place out. All right, and people, you got the average person, people that the Lord don't really listen to their prayers, are crying out, get rid of this fucking thing. Oh, we ended off on this particular video. This young bro. Hey, Jake, everybody's tired. Everybody sees it, bro. Everybody sees it. There's no more you can hide behind it. You know, it's right there. Easy to obtain. And the video is, this is a little Jake. There it is. Oh, Slakia.
And I have a conclusion. It's the reason why everyone's not so mad right now is so I was wondering for like the past few days, I was like, why is nobody getting so mad about everything that's happening right now? And I have a conclusion. It's the reason why everyone's not so mad right now is cause race. Bro, we know everything in their mother. The stereotype, black people are thugs, Mexicans they are criminals, Middle East, you're terrorists, Asians, you're whatever. Like there's a racial thing behind everything. When it comes to these people who are doing these vicious, horrible, satanic things, they are white. They're white. For so long, our world has seen white people as the number one. They are the perfect race to be born as. Long hair, blue eyes, remember that shit? Now look. Now look. Now look. The reason why y'all not mad is because the race that is
do all these vicious things, you can't see them as other than perfect. They are not perfect. These are the people that are doing the most vicious shit. If another race did this, everyone would be angry. Do all this racist shit. But now, yo, they worse than every other race right now. They worse than the gangs, they worse than the criminals, they worse than the terrorists, they're worse, they're all of them. Like, dude, do you not realize that right now? Stop seeing their perfection and see their humiliation. Humiliate them, they need to be done, bro. Not all white people, but just these people. These white people. These blancos, bro, come on. These mayonnaise warriors, come on.
So you could clearly see that the vibration is out there. Everybody sees, like they could see right through the shit. And this young man said it, you know. And the only thing that's holding weight, like right now, with all the evidence is coming out, there should be a fucking outcry. All right, you had the woman when I started out with the show saying the most vile shit that took place, and then that woman that was speaking, I didn't want to play the thing because she was saying some horrific shit. And she was come to find out, she comes from a prominent family. Right? She was being sold, she was being passed around by a prominent family. So the truth is out there, man. And the Lord right now is just narrowing it down so the world can see, and the world is going to react. And the world is tired. They're going to be tired of this shit. That's why the scripture, I'm ending off on there. Because I said the world, right? Revelation 11 and 18, it says the nations were angry and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead that it should be judged, and that shouldest give reward unto the servants thy prophets and the saints, to them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroyeth the earth. So how you destroy the earth? You destroy the earth by literally destroying it, but mostly you destroy the earth by destroying the people that's in the earth, creating more cancers. Because when people think the way these people think or do the things that they do, they become cancerous to this very earth. All right? So the Lord's going to come back and to cleanse this place, get rid of it. That's why the third part of man got to go. This is why Esau got to go. The wickedness is just way too much. And the sad part about it, just the beginning, it's just the tip of the iceberg. So who knows what other shit that they have is going to come out on them. All right? That's where we at. With that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.